Hey guys, Horace here, and today I am back with another video. I'm on the Dominators SMP, and I've decided to start a new series as a weekly recap on the Dominators SMP, just covering everything that everybody did. And now this is a server for my friends and my family, so unfortunately the whitelist is on, but I'm just going to be doing this not only for myself, but for the, I guess, record keeping of the server as it continues to grow. I will be recording top stats, builds, and other fun things. And, of course, I'm going to be building on the server, so if you want to keep updated with what I'm building on the server, you are welcome. I'm going to be doing this on a weekly basis, hopefully, every time I get the chance, so you should be able to see how my builds progress weekly. Now, I thought about doing a SMP series, but I decided I just wanted to hang out with my friends and family. I didn't want to have to record every once in a while, so on Thursdays, I decided I was just going to take the morning and record a video for you all to keep you all updated and to give a record to the server. And I thought that would be very, very, very cool because there is a lot of cool and interesting projects that are going on even just in the first week. Obviously, the first week of SMP is very, very important and has been going very, very well. Anyway, I'm going to get into the first project. As you can see from the start of the video, this is going to be the spawn. This was a pre-built spawn that I made, and it is filled with areas so that people can set up shops. And basically how this is going to work is they put an item in these shop and then decorate the inside. I believe the first one that put up a shop was Will Treaty, and this is a sugarcane shop. Welcome to the dwarf shop, and they sell sugarcane for diamonds to trade with villagers, as they did set up an entire a reed farm or a sugarcane farm, which was very cool. But the first shop went in there. There's also a few market stalls. Mine is has some food. It's a little bit, provided for, but unfortunately, most people already have their food sources in the first week. That was just for the first few days. Other than that, no other shops have been opened. But yes, this is going to be the center area for our entire world to build out from. I will be checking out Flyboy's house first, and as you can see, he has a reed and wheat farm set up outside, taking use of the waterlogged stair blocks for easy access for some crops and water. He also has some farms, and which will get him bamboo and hopefully some sugarcane. I don't know where the sugarcane went in this one, but it is set up quite nicely. He also has a little bit of a cow farm for some food source. His house is looking pretty good with lots and lots of storage. He already has an ender chest, and he has some item frames with some god apples in them, showing and flexing off, along with his enchant table upstairs. And in his mine, he has a pretty cool setup where he goes and uses bone blocks to get to his XP grinder, which is all the way down in his strip mine, which is very, very helpful for the rest of the server. It is a long, long way down here. Hopefully he will make another entrance to this skeleton grinder, and not only is that a skeleton grinder, but it is also a zombie grinder. As you can see here, it is zombies along with a skeleton farm up here that is not able to be activated both at the same time, but does give a great source of bones and other such things. The next person we are going to be checking out is Validus, and as you can see, he has created a tunnel to his base from spawn, and as you come in, it is a scary sight with some pillagers and some blood on sticks. He also has a farm over here with a entity cram farm right here, so that he can get a nice source of food, which is also is always super cool. Got some bamboo and the start of a very cool castle. And as you come up to the thing, you can open and close a 3x3 door, which is always super cool to have. But his castle is, of course, unfinished, but is already looking very good. Stairs are looking pretty cool, and having lots of nice turrets right now with some bamboo things happening there. But it is a start, and I am super excited to see what comes out of this every single week that he continues to work on this. Obviously, looking like he's digging out a basement along with his mine, which again will be super, super cool to find out. Looks like someone was growing some 2x2 trees over there for some wood. But other than that, there is not too much to cover here. The next base that we are going to be checking out is Penn Iron Hands and Will Treaty's base. And as you can see, they have started out by building a large watchtower with a little bit of storage inside. Nothing too incredibly fancy, but I believe that most of their builds are going to be underground, as they like to think of themselves as dwarves, and they are going to be rebuilding the mines of Moria, I believe. Obviously, they're going to have to start out with the few basics like wood, cows, so they can get some food, lots and lots of storage, but they have set up the first major farm, having a sugarcane farm that I believe is turned off, but it does give a large amount of reeds to trade for diamonds and other such things. Looks like they have a automatic smelter there, along with some brewing and other things like that. I don't know what is over here, but let us go check it out. Looks like it is their farm area with some nether warts and some wheat, so that they can get their chickens and cows some food, along with, I think, the start of either their strip mine, and along with this, where it takes them to, I believe, their skeleton farm over by my base, which is in the desert, so they have to travel quite a few blocks to get there. So I definitely think that a rail mine is definitely going to be useful for them. Along with the portal, they were the first person to have a portal, so a lot of us were coming down here to get access to it. The next base I'm going to be checking out is the couple's residence, also known as Nyx and Eagle. And as you can see, they have nice sheep pens, horse pens, and cow pens for food and wool, along with a nice transportation. They have some named horses, Strider and Isabel, you can see right there. And then their little baby, which is unnamed at the moment. But as you can see, it is a nice little area to have their farms and other such things. A nice, beautiful, beautiful garden with their starter house. Nothing too remarkable in there, just a normal hole in the ground. This is a little bit better with their kitchen. Nobody saw that. With their kitchen and some nice walls, granite, pretty cool fireplace, some paintings and other such things like that. Their library, which is my personal favorite room in the house, with some carpet, some campfires, a lectern, so that it looks like that they have a little bit of a pedestal and things like that, along with some storage, lots of science, a little bit messy, but that is pretty much expected in the start of a season. Huge paintings with another fireplace, some beds, and other things like that. Now, in the kitchen, why there's chickens here, I have no idea. But they have some nice connecting tunnels under their base through the bottom to back into their starter house, into their front yard, which has a little bit of a tree, a little farm for some wheat, and lots of flowers with paths. Then they have their watchtower over there with a nice mushroom and a dark oak tree, and some more paths with a farm, which is looking pretty good. I personally like coming here and get in all of this wheat every time it is full. It's always just so satisfying to get wheat in Minecraft, just my personal opinion. And then the start of a church, which is looking nice already. Obviously, going to continue to improve over the next little bit, but you can definitely see the shape going on with a little bit of a tree farm on top. But other than that, nothing too remarkable. Obviously, this is the first week of the season, so it is not going to be too much work, but obviously a very, very nice job so far with the gardens and lots of setting up with lots of beautiful little details. The next base I'm going to be checking out is Sir Grimcode's, and I really do like this. I believe he started a base with Will Treaty, but then moved to Pen Ironhand's base. But obviously they have their farms here with a nice path and staircase up to the house with lots and lots of storage. Obviously that goes all the way down to their mine. They do have it upstairs with a ender chest, a bed, and other such things. Obviously, behind the house, they have a few more things, like some cats. That's cute. Hi, kitties. They do have some cows for a little bit of a food source, along with a farm to get some melons and pumpkins, I believe, so that they definitely don't go hungry and that they can trade with some villagers. And then, personally, my favorite part of the base, that is this cave where they have a little bit of a secret room there for some nether wart, a nice horse stable that is, you know, quite wide, so you can fit quite a few horses in there, but also a nice looking enchant table, so that he can enchant. Obviously going to continue working on this, and I'm super excited to see where this base goes. It's fairly small for right now, but as you can see, he's planning on expanding it with lots of trees and other such things. Super excited for this, and I can't wait to see what has changed in the next week. Hey guys, and the last but not least base is going to be mine, and as you can see, it is placed in the desert, and as you can see, I have been putting a lot of work into it. It's not very big, but building in survival does take a while. Obviously have some nice houses, a cool stable with a nice palette that I personally really enjoy, with the types of windows. Obviously, you're gonna have to interior all of these buildings so that they pop out a little bit more, since the windows just kind of go back into sandstone, so it doesn't look perfect right now, but it does give a nice little feel along with the trees. And I'm going to be placing some cactus and other such things to give these streets a little bit more detail. I do love these houses in the fact that I can interior them quite easily with these large pads that I can get up to. It feels very nice and airy and spacious. Got some wither skulls that I'll be fighting the wither tonight, which I'm super excited for. Got a little bit of a furnace set up, and then in the basement of one of these houses, I got my storage system with my nice diamonds and some mending books. The next section that or the next base I will be looking at is not really a base at all, but the community projects that we are working on, so that we can keep track of those as well. In the swamp, also known as the industrial district, where you can set up your farms and other such things for sale or for just public use, like the iron farm is a public use farm, so that we don't make a ton of them all over the place. Obviously, I'll have to go and fix that in survival, because I am in creative, but it does provide us enough iron for 8 of the users that play on the server, along with an XP farm that really isn't all that useful anymore. It was quite useful for the start of the season, but other than that, it has dropped off due to the fact that skeleton grinding and zombie grinding are just easier from getting and being able to be AFK'd a little bit easier, and just a little bit easier to manage, and you don't have to wait as long. Got a nice villager breeder here so that we can upgrade them, then move them to the villager hall, which is very much just a hole in the ground where we get lots of nice enchantments, like a mending villager, along with a few other things. Anyway, this cactus farm is probably going to get completely turned down along with that portal. Not really sure what the future plans for the swamp is, but definitely lots of progress was made in this. Cut lots of trees down. It is a little bit messy with, I don't even know what this little area is. I don't really even sure why it's here, but I'm not even sure who made that. But whoever did, I'm sure they will clean it up at some point. But as you can see, it is a little messy so far, but it will start to be cleaned up since this is just the first week. I am going to be moving to the Nether for the Nether Fortress community project. The next area that we are going to be checking out is in the Nether. Obviously, we have already started on the Wither farm, and it is just going to be sitting on top of this Nether Fortress. Unfortunately, there's not large areas for the connecting bridges. There is lots of areas over here, so this is going to be our main spawning platform, along with a few other areas in this Nether Fortress. But instead of slabbing, we are going to be taking out a large chunk of all of this netherrack, anywhere between, I think it was around 10 million-ish blocks. I've personally done around 90,000 so far. As you can see, large chunk of this was taken out by myself a few days ago, and the center point is right here, where we are going to go 175 blocks in almost every single direction so that we have a great spawning platform. Over here, you can definitely see the work that has been done by myself, and this used to be a large mountain over here, but has been slowly being flattened. And as you can see, I went from the bedrock all the way down to the lava in this section right here, but as you can see, large chunks of the netherrack was taken out and will be continuing to do so. Anyway, that is all for the community and player projects. I'm going to head over to the scoreboard so that you can see who is on top of the scoreboards this week. Leading in deaths is myself, unfortunately, followed up by Ben Harnahan and Validus. Lots of dumb mistakes in the Nether, along with activating 2 raids the first few days, which I was not prepared for in Iron Armor. They kill you real quick, real fast. I did eventually, with full diamond and prot 4 gear, was able to finish a raid, but unfortunately, those 2 early raids were very, very deadly to myself. Been dying a lot less now. Mob kills is being led by Oh So Awesome, or Flyboy, along with me and Will Treaty, leading up there. Then we have our last scoreboard, which is a playtime. I am leading at 4,000 minutes, and Flyboy leading up the second place, and the third place is Sir Grimcrowed with 2788. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. This is definitely a I guess a history video of the start to finish, and I thought it would just be cool to bring you guys along with all of the players and dominators on the server. So that is what I'm going to be doing. Anyway, hopefully you did enjoy it. Hopefully the builds and the things will get even more crazy, as we do play quite a lot on the server, as you can see already. We do all have jobs, so we can't play as much as we want, but it has been a very nice week. Anyway, you all have a fantastic day, and stop stealing all the toilet paper. Just leave some. You don't need 5 years supply. Just stop. Stop. Anyway, bye.